I think that by marrying Camilla, Charles is taking the royal family into dangerous new territory.
The entire country is on high alert when Parker Bowles discloses what appears to be frightening news, which turned out to be an unexpected turn of events. Parker Bowles has revealed shocking information on the secret betrayal of King Charles and Camilla. The monarchy might be rocked to its foundations by this scandalous revelation, which rips open royal secrets. If you thought you understood the royal family, prepare to have your assumptions shattered by a torrent of scandal, treachery, and confusion. The British royal family has always captivated and horrified the public. At both large public and intimate gatherings, the Windsors have invariably been the focal point. Recent events, however, have brought forth unprecedented unrest, which is causing the monarchy to tremble. What gave rise to this mayhem? Prince William is extremely worried by a disturbing remark made by Camilla's ex-husband, which puts a damper on the ongoing attempts to reorganize the administration. Prince William, a respected member of the royal family, is leading an ambitious initiative to modernize the way the monarchy functions. He has established two main objectives, including both the past and the future. The first thing he wants to do is cut the royal budget, which is really important in this day and age of full financial disclosure and severe public scrutiny. Second, he hopes to induct a new generation of working royals who will revitalize and resuscitate the institution. However, a shocking revelation has disrupted the royal machinery amidst all this activity. The royal family is in disarray due to remarks made by Andrew Parker Bowles, who is Camilla's ex-husband. His surprising statements have deeply shocked Prince William and hint to a long-standing treachery between Camilla and King Charles. Take a step back. Camilla Parker Bowles, Queen Consort, has been the object of intense curiosity for a long time. During a time of great emotional turmoil and profound change within the royal family, her marriage to Andrew Parker Bowles ended in divorce in the early 1990s. After news of Camilla and Charles's separation spread and was formally accepted, public opinion was divided over their relationship. Accusations of immorality in their connection, which went against royal protocol, began circulating. Andrew Parker Bowles's recent remarks have reignited those long-ago debates and set the stage for new ones. His position is that Charles and Camilla were betrayed by the manner they handled their affair and their relationship that followed. The carefully constructed public perception of the royal family is immediately challenged by his claims, which are rife with accusations of secrecy and lying. The public's glare and the weight of individual animosity are behind these claims. The timing of this treachery could not have been worse for Prince William, who is currently dealing with the difficulties that the administration is currently facing. The monarchy has to be more efficient and open, and William is working hard to make that happen. The monarchy, which was formerly a sign of wealth and grandeur, must change with the times if it is to maintain its status as a symbol of responsible government and public accessibility. His strategy for staying relevant and meeting the changing expectations of the British people hinges on cutting costs and fostering a new crop of engaged royals. What was supposed to be a smart, forward-thinking shift is now entangled in further intrigue and drama due to Parker Bowles's disclosure, which threatens to ruin these objectives. Controversy has always been a part of the British royal family's life. Every event from the untimely death of Princess Diana to the never-ending arguments about the future of the monarchy adds another layer of complexity to life at Windsor House. As Parker Bowles accuses a close associate of treason, a melancholy tone has been introduced to the royal story. Now it's up to Prince William to weather this storm, all the while trying to keep royal traditions alive as he leads the country into a new century. Find out what the current issue involving Camilla has to do with Prince William's bold reform proposals in the midst of all the media hype. Scandal, intrigue, and mystery surround the British royal family at all times. The latest installment focuses on Queen Camilla, whose antecedents have made a triumphant return to the news. Within the royal circle, there has been a resurgence of rumors and speculation about her past with King Charles. Her narrative deserves another look. Camilla had an elegant and charismatic life before she became queen consort. Her tragic, hidden, and twisty background reads like an old script. The fact that Camilla was related to Charles fascinated and outraged many, but the most recent disclosures have put her under much more scrutiny and debate. Thus, what is fresh? Andrew Parker Bowles, who was Camilla's ex-husband, has just come clean about their connection and the plans they planned while they were apart. His comments have caused a stir because they cast suspicion on Charles and Camilla, suggesting that they may have been untrustworthy and involved in dubious behavior during their romance. These revelations undermine the royal family's reputation to a far deeper level than simply old rumor. Maybe you don't see the big deal here. The fact that Camilla and Charles were an item has been known to the general public for quite some time. Even before they tied the knot in 2005, word got out about their affair and the drama that followed. Now, though, everyone is rethinking Charles and Camilla's story in light of these new claims made by Parker Bowles. Everyone is anxious to discover what's within now that someone has opened the box of Pandora. The news has infuriated Prince William. His major goals in reforming and updating the royal family have been to reduce expenditure and train a new crop of royals to serve. He has invested much in this endeavor. Everyone from regular citizens to news outlets is closely watching his ambitious program. Still, his attempts at reorganization are put at risk by these fresh revelations. As if William's objective wasn't already complicated enough, this treachery seems to have ruined his preparations. The timing of William's actions is absolutely disastrous. He is spearheading a change inside the royal family that will make the institution more approachable and economical. Concerns over Charles's supposed betrayal and the renewed interest in Camilla's background pose a danger of overshadowing these improvements. Although the monarchy has always been controversial, the current scrutiny is unmatched in its zeal to dissect it. Because it highlights how the public views the royal family, this drama is very interesting. Despite the monarchy's symbolic significance, the people and media continue to be captivated by its every action. Subsequent information is either exaggerated or revealed with each subsequent report. The present plot centers on Camilla's history and how it affected the royal family. It is an enormous undertaking for Prince William. The monarchy is something he hopes to update and simplify. He is resolute in his ability to handle Camilla's history's obstacles. Picture yourself balancing urgent emergencies with long-term aspirations, all while stepping precariously across raging flames. In light of these allegations and the subsequent scrutiny, the public is anxiously awaiting the royal family's answer. People all across the world are enthralled by the latest revelations about the Windsor family. The allegation of betrayal, Camilla's hidden history, and her relationship captivate audiences across the globe. The story of the royal family is far from over, as the epic shows. Andrew Parker Bowles' latest revelations have sparked a great deal of debate. Rumor has it that he asserts that he, Camilla, and Prince Charles had an arrangement throughout his marriage that allowed Camilla to continue seeing the future king. A lot of people are scratching their heads over this unique layout. Rumors of royal funds being involved are even more shocking. According to Parker Bowles, the royal household not only accepted but also encouraged this arrangement. He implied that the children he fathered with Camilla may have received financial support from the royal treasury. Many are unhappy about this assertion and are wondering how much of this drama took place behind the scenes of the palace, unnoticed by the public. The response from the public has been strong and quick. The whole thought of such a setup being allowed within a royal marriage horrifies many, particularly considering the scandalous nature of the time in which such relationships were prevalent. People are already curious about the level of knowledge and support that the royal family had for these activities, and the idea that royal money were utilized just adds fuel to the fire. Even though Camilla and Charles finally tied the knot after years of public scrutiny, Andrew's remarks further complicate their complicated history. His confessions make us wonder how they interacted and how far they would have gone to maintain tradition and appearances. In addition to sparking fury, Andrew Parker Bowles's comments have stoked suspicion about what else the royal family may be hiding. Over time, the public's view of the British monarchy has changed from one of respect to one of distrust and even outright condemnation. Scandals, especially those surrounding the relationship between Charles and Camilla, have tarnished the credibility of this centuries-old institution. Christopher Anderson explores what he calls one of the most complicated and scandalous love stories in British history, in his book The King, The Life of Charles, providing insight into the story's enduring popularity. The love story between Charles and Camilla was everything from idyllic. Princess Diana, who became a symbol of strength and dignity throughout the world following her untimely death in 1997, was particularly affected by the rumors, betrayals, and public anguish that surrounded her. "There were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded," was Diana's honest comment during her 1995 BBC Panorama interview, which exposed the duplicity that went on behind closed doors and accurately described the mental anguish she went through. Cast as the other woman who ruined the royal marriage, Camilla endured years of public scorn. The emotional toll of the affair is still felt, even while public opinion has softened and newer generations have grown removed from those events. Diana's comments cast a shadow that cannot be ignored. A portion of the population continued to be suspicious, linking Camilla to Diana's betrayal, despite her dignified performance in her position and her involvement in charity causes like literacy promotion and the prevention of domestic violence. It has not been an easy path for Camilla. She remade her public profile and quietly committed herself to service after being lambasted by tabloids for her part in Charles and Diana's broken marriage. She championed philanthropic causes. As more and more people saw her kindness and commitment, public opinion started to change. But for many, her history casts a shadow on her current endeavors. Parker Bowles's latest comments have stirred up old emotions and brought her previous deeds back into the spotlight. The accusation of treachery persists despite Camilla's best efforts to separate herself from the incident. Determined to gain recognition for herself, not as an accessory to royal scandal, she finds herself trapped between a terrible past and the future she aspires to transform. Throughout the history of the royal family, Andrew Parker Bowles has been a fascinating supporting character. He kept his respectful distance from the public eye for a long time by not speaking out. His contacts inside the Church of England and the possible consequences of a royal scandal on his career and reputation probably contributed to his hesitation. Interest in Parker Bowles has grown since he has just come back into the spotlight, thanks to new revelations. There are many unanswered questions about the nature and timing of his knowledge, as well as the possibility that his silence was intended to save the monarchy's reputation. The already intricate royal drama is further complicated by his return to the fray. The extended period of quiet from Parker Bowles has ignited suspicion. Did other considerations come into play, or was it a matter of devotion to Camilla? He may have been affected in his discretion by financial reasons, according to others. Being associated with the royal family can provide advantages, but it also comes with certain risks. Parker Bowles could have protected his family and his personal life from the prying eyes of the press by keeping quiet. Possible other motivations include protecting his professional and personal reputation. Many famous people consider the repercussions of speaking out when they are in a high-profile circumstance. To preserve his reputation, his professional standing, and the welfare of his family, Parker Bowles may have felt that being discreet was the best course of action. Whatever his actual motivations may have been, his choice complicates the royal narrative. The most recent charges have hit a very sensitive spot, as the monarchy has long been the target of criticism over its financial practices. The idea that taxpayer funds could have been used for private deals has sparked a public uproar as the organization receives its funding from the public. More and more, those who are critical of the royal family are calling for accountability and thorough monitoring of the royal family's financial dealings. Should the monarchy's spending be subject to tougher regulation? This is a serious topic that many are questioning. Are certain special deals being subsidized by taxpayers without their knowledge? Some are calling for a more fair distribution of royal funds, and these scandals are just adding gasoline to the fire of discussions over the monarchy's place in today's democratic society. Andrew Parker Bowles made the shocking admission that his divorce from Camilla was supposedly staged so that she could be with Prince Charles. Royal watchers are in disbelief at this shocking revelation, which challenges the conventional wisdom. The narrative has already enthralled the globe, but the allegation that it was part of a calculated scheme adds an almost inconceivable twist. It is obvious on one hand how deeply loved Charles and Camilla have been for a long time. On the flip side, concerns about control and manipulation arise when one considers the possibility of a royal romance influencing a divorce. The presence of Princess Diana at the time adds to the sense of moral ambiguity. These charges, whether true or not, provide a powerful new twist to the continuing drama of the royal family. His marriage to Diana ended due in large part to his romance with Camilla. Nonetheless, the idea that their relationship may have been planned instead of an impromptu romance violates the widely held beliefs of the public. It recasts Diana as an innocent bystander in a plan she couldn't have prevented if it were genuine, and it implies a determined effort instead of a forbidden affair. The validity of royal tales, influenced by expectation and obligation, is called into question by this viewpoint, which compels a reassessment of the love triangle between royals. The revelations made public by Andrew Parker Bowles illuminate a clandestine pact that he reportedly made with Charles, Camilla, and himself, allowing Camilla to maintain her affair with Charles, even though she was legally married to Parker Bowles. Despite years of secrecy, this secret covenant shows how far the parties were willing to go to safeguard their love, even if it meant going against royal protocol. The marriage between Charles and Diana, as well as the unspoken norms that govern royal behavior, are called into question by this. The idea that the Church of England was involved in arranging for Parker Bowles to remain silent is quite concerning. Supposedly, the Church offered him high-ranking posts in return for his silence. If this conspiracy between royal and religious organizations is real, it will reveal the strong, unseen systems put in place to control controversy. A re-evaluation of the institution's power and duties is necessary, since it may have been involved in a cover-up, despite being entrusted with moral leadership. As an extraordinary example of a public relations journey, consider Camilla's rise from scandalized outsider to queen consort. After being publicly shamed for what many saw as her part in the breakdown of Charles and Diana's marriage, she subtly shifted her focus to lobbying and charity work, which helped to change public opinion. Her advocacy for mental health awareness and her fight against intimate relationship abuse have garnered her cautious admiration. However, Camilla's history is still influencing her present since Diana's influence casts a long shadow. Recently, Camilla addressed the years of public criticism she has received, showing a rare moment of sincerity. With the words, "In the end, I managed to rise above the situation and continue," she expressed her strength in the face of relentless criticism, demonstrating her will to be defined by her achievements in the here and now, not by her controversial past. The future of the monarchy is precariously balanced amid these obstacles. A history of treachery and scandal must be overcome by Prince William's ideas for restructuring and Camilla's reduced role. Maintaining relevance will depend on the institution's capacity to adjust to shifting public opinion. The royal family is at a crossroads: adapt to changing times or perish in the face of growing calls for openness and responsibility. New details on Queen Camilla's past and her relationship with King Charles have reawakened interest in the Windsor family's tragic narrative. Evaluating the monarchy's relevance in contemporary society, both proponents and detractors are attentively observing. What the royal family does in response to these discoveries will determine its legacy for years to come.